Mayong gabi, Davaoeños, magandang gabi Pilipinas, at sa lahat ng Pilipinong nakatutok sa atin ngayong gabi, welcome po sa isang episode na naman ng inyong paboritong programa. Ako po si Harvey Lanticse.
Mabuhay ug Mariao. Ako si Hannah Mage Picsho, inyong mutya ng Davao 2024, and this is Basta Davaoeño.
Once again, welcome po sa Basta Davaoeño, and we have another special episode prepared for you tonight. Of course, makakasama pa din po natin ang Mayor ng Davao City, Mayor Baste Duterte.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mayor. Mayong gabi.
Good evening, Mayor.
And Pilipinas, meron din po tayong isang bisita ngayong gabi. Nasasamahan tayo sa ating mga discussions for this particular episode. Isa sa mga maisog at matalino nating mga kasama, Mr. Tio Moreno.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mayor, Harvey, Hannah.
Good evening, Cho.
So nice to be here. First time, actually.
Thank you for being here.
Welcome, Cho. Thank you very much for finally showing up for accepting our invitation. Matagal na po natin talagang inimbitahan si Tio to be here to join the discussion. Again, welcome, Tio, and we look forward to discussing with you tonight for this episode. Mayor, bago tayo magsimula sa ating discussion, mangumusta muna kami, Mayor. Kamusta? Anong mga pinagkaabalahan natin, Mayor, the past weeks dito sa Davao City?
Wala naman masyado. Kung ano lang yung routine na ginagawa natin sa local government of Davao, well, ganun pa rin. As much as possible, we're trying to improve on most things that we're doing right now. So, ano, ordinary ano lang, takbo ng isang LGU.
We know we've been busy going around the barangays also, Mayor, but later we'll discuss sa mga updates dito sa Davao City. But for now, let's discuss itong mga recent happenings lalo na sa national scene, no? Una na dyan, last week, laman ng usapan sa balita at sa social media itong nangyaring oral arguments sa Supreme Court because finally, Mayor and Tio, naganap na nga yung discussion, oral arguments, regarding the PhilHealth Fund transfer, yung budget. And Mayor and Tio, no, isa nga sa pinag-usapan hinggil dito sa oral arguments ng Supreme Court, may nag-viral na video clip itong sa discussion, sa oral arguments ni Associate Justice Amy Javier and Solicitor General Menardo Guevara when the Supreme Court Associate Justice was asking on the urgency of the fund transfer. Particularly, pinoint out nga doon yung Panay Guimaras Negros infrastructure project. No? Parang ang punto doon ni Associate Justice is bakit tayo magkukuha ng budget from PhilHealth at ilalagay sa isang project na fully funded na through a loan agreement. So nag-viral ito siya, Mayor and Tio, no? And maraming nagsabi at maraming natuwa na finally nakita ito na some kind of a discrepancy on the fund transfer ng Supreme Court. What's your take on that, Mayor? What does that tell you on the discussions?
Pagsalitain muna natin.
Si Tio muna natin ito. Kasi talagang nakasubaybay din to siya, Mayor.
Well, para sa akin na Harvey, as an observer, as an outsider, watchdog actually, nakikita ko na there's a big disconnect between the government's reasoning compared to what has transpired during the oral argument. Kasi, ang sinasabi nila, tama ka na there was a loan agreement na Import-Export Bank of Korea, 174.4 billion if I am not mistaken. Tapos, for a project that is supposed to be done. Okay? Pero ang problem doon is, nilagay nila sa unprogrammed fund. Tapos, that's the reason why they're pooling resources or money from PhilHealth to fund such project. So, it's very good that our Supreme Court is parang standing up for what is really right for the Filipino people. Because first time nating narinig ito na may budget na pala, funded na pala ang program, ang project. It's just that, kumuha pa sila ng fund galing sa PhilHealth. Tapos yun, hindi na siya justifiable. So naawa talaga ako kay Solgen kasi nga nahihirapan na siyang mag-justify. So it's so hard to justify something that is unjustifiable. in similar situation, it's easy to win something that's very winnable. So sa nakikita ko, they are losing now. Nasa losing end sila sa argument, oral argument.
That's a very good point, Yo. Yes, Mayor.
Did they ask kung nasa na ba yung pera?
Yes, actually, in that particular clip, Justice Javier asked, so nasaan na yung pera ngayon?
Has the government spent even a single centavo from that loan, considering that the project has not even started?
Well, there is nothing to spend for if the project has not even started, Your
So
Honor.
where is the money?
The money went presumably to the National Treasury for the purpose of using it for projects and programs under the unprogrammed
So we have
appropriations.
unused funds for the project, and yet we still got money from PhilHealth to supplement this fund that has been unused for years.
So, ang problema dyan, yung justification kasi nila, kasi alam ng lahat na kinuhaan nila ng pera yung PhilHealth. Yung ginamit nilang reason o yung rason nila na para kumuha ng pera sa PhilHealth is kailangan nila ilagay sa isang proyekto na may pera na palang supposedly nakalagay. And yung masaklap pa doon, yung proyekto na yon hindi siya programmed for this year.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I am correct, may pera na galing sa loan na hindi natin alam saan na ngayon, that is supposedly for the project, tapos may pera pa na galing from the PhilHealth na hindi na rin natin alam kung saan nilagay because the project itself is unprogrammed or unfunded now. Tama ba?
Nilagay nila sa unprogram para ma-justify na lalagyan ng budget from PhilHealth.
Yeah, but you know, but when they pulled the money out of PhilHealth, it was supposed to be for the
PGN. Panay Guimaras Negros.
So mo tong yun yung justification nila.
Yeah, sorry. If I may add din, in-emphasize din siya ni Associate Justice Amy Javier na anong connection ng PhilHealth projects sa infrastructure projects. Kasi one of the justifications din ng PhilHealth team is that para daw siya sa peace process. So, parang hindi justified ang fact na for health programs, healthcare programs, ginamit for peace process and for infrastructure projects.
Correct.
Yun.
Tama. Kasi bakit pa tayo magawa ng PhilHealth tapos kailangan natin magbayad dyan para gamitin lang pala yung pera na binayad natin for health. In kaso kung masakit ka, maoperahan ka, that you would get something na makita na may pera na tayo makuha para sa kalusugan natin. And yet, kukunin ng government ngayon para ilagay sa infrastructure project. So, what is the purpose of that action?
Correct. And actually, I think even Associate Justice Javier stated that PhilHealth funds must exclusively be used for PhilHealth purposes and not for operations of any other department or of the government, just like what
So, tama yung tanong talaga. So, naasaan yung pera ngayon? So, that is the main question sa nitong issue na to. Paano nyo ginamit yung pera na yan? Saan na napunta yan? And the people need to know. Kasi ang gobyerno, isa sa mga pangunahing tungkulin ng gobyerno is to provide basic services to the people, and that includes health, ang kalusugan ng kanyang mga citizens. So, I think kailangan talaga sagutin ng maayos ito. And tama yung sabi ni Cho kanina, kung may sagot ka lang talaga dyan, tapos na sana yan, nasagot mo na. Yung problema is you do not have a clear answer.
Right.
Sa mga tanong ng Supreme Court sa iyo.
Tama, Mayor. And yun nga, marami yung nagsabi, Mayor and Hannah, no, na ito si Solicitor General Guevara, as an observer, again, he's been part of many administrations. And he seems to be a very intellectual and, well-learned person. But dun nga, during the discussion, kaya yung nasabi mo, parang mahirap tingnan na nahihirapan siyang sagutin yung question ni Justice Javier. And you've been following this discussion, especially itong sa Supreme Court. No, you've been very active there. What's next here, Cho? For sure, this is just one of the many oral arguments. Ba or yun na yun and diretso na for the decision making?
I think hindi pa ata nila natapos yung oral arguments kasi maraming issues na uncover as they are doing it. So, eventually, the more na may oral arguments about this, the more na na-expose yung current administration kung saan talaga ginamit yung pera. Tapos tama yung sinabi ni Mayor kanina na ang pinaka-basic na tanong dapat is nasaan yung pera. Yan yung hindi masagot ngayon eh. Yan yung parang blank space sa entire argument. They have all the reasons to talk about the COA audit. They talk about the Department of Finance, scheme of how they allocate budgets and everything, ganyan. Pero they cannot answer where did the money go. So yan yung problem ngayon. Wala talaga silang maisagot sa tanong na yan.
Gusto ko lang, since you are closely monitoring this issue, nakapag-loan ba tayo doon sa sa bank, the Korean foreign bank? Tapos ngayon, itong PGN? Itong PGN, unsa ganin
Panay Guimaras Negros.
Panay Guimaras Negros Island Bridges. Is this funded ba siya ngayon na budget?
Hindi, kasi nilagay nila sa unprogram fund nga. Oo.
Meaning, kung ano man yung mangyari doon sa pera na allocated for that specific project, maaaring wala na or nandyan pa.
Yeah.
So, isa yun sa mga question natin ngayon. And, ito lang, nagdoble na kasi bakit pa nila kailangan kumuha ng PhilHealth money to fund a project which has already been funded through a loan?
Correct.
Oh. So, ito yung so, yan ang kailangan nilang sagutin kung saan yung pera na yan. And if yung pera na supposedly na sinabi nyo for that specific project ay properly allocated ba ngayon sa sinasabi nyong project na yan? Kasi kung hindi,
The total amount is 174.49 billion. Yan yung loan. That's the loan. Plus allocations from 2022 and 2023 national budgets.
We're talking about billions of pesos. Di ba? Billions ba? O niya, kaning itong balik ako ning Quadcom, kung makaano kayo sa 125 million na confidential funds na kaya namang sagutin talaga ng OVP.
I agree.
Ito nga, wala talaga kayong sinagot na issue about pera. Every time tinatanong kayo sa pera, wala kayong maisagot. Kaya umaabot kayo sa korte. Yan ang nangyayari sa inyo.
And actually, Mayor, I think a lot of people medyo natuwa na nang simulan na tong mga hakbang ng Supreme Court because right now, a lot of the people na voicing out their concerns about what's happening in the national government. Ang last na napupuntahan talaga natin is the Supreme Court. So that's really the final battle dun ba? No? So are you hopeful, Mayor and Tio, na sana talaga the outcome, the resolution of this particular case would be really favorable for all Filipinos?
Well, we can always hope. Hindi, sana naman lang talaga. Sana walang katarantaduhan na ginawa. Ayun, siguro ang pinakaunan natin. Hindi naman natin kailangan we will wish, ill of our enemies, but we're talking about money. na binayad ng mga tao as tax. Tapos sana yung pera na nandyan pa para magamit naman ng maayos para sa mga tao. Yun.
As a former law student.
Para sa akin, I still trust the judiciary. I still trust on their independence, and I really hope na hindi sila mapopoliticize, because the way I see the situation now, I have this feeling or analysis na they would be targeted. Kasi nga, they are exposing almost everything na nangyayari first sa different agencies ng government, next sa Congress and everything. Tapos, if they continue upholding the rule of law, they would be able to uncover more scheme of corruptions under this administration. So I trust them now more than ever na they would really uphold the rule of the law.
But with yung indications na nakikita natin, John, no? With the oral arguments, with how they answered and the answers they were giving, what do you think will these oral arguments, the direction they will be taking? What do you think will be the end point?
It's so hard to judge as of the moment, because the Solgen and the team, PhilHealth team, they are also parang making ways ba to move out from the chaos they created. So, gumagamit din sila ng parang machinery nila.
Try to maneuver
to maneuver everything na dapat hindi kami ang mapaso nito. Kasi nga, wala na, bistado na lahat ngayon. So, yan yung nakikita ko. And I really hope na as soon as possible, the judiciary, the Supreme Court, would be able to rule on this matter para malaman talaga natin kung sino yung mahuhold accountable.
There's another schedule for the oral argument on March 4, 2025. And I think a lot of us will be observing, really following this discussion, and as what I agree with you, Cho, no, we trust the judiciary, and the ball is really on that venue right now. So we continue to hope and pray for the best for this country.
Yeah.
That's what we can all hope.
Pero tingin ko, kasi since this is a highly controversial issue, the Supreme Court, because ang batas kasi, it's almost like math. When you say it's 1 plus 1, it's equals 2.
Correct.
Pag yan nakalagay sa libro o sa batas natin kung anong law yan, or hindi mo yung mababago eh.
Tama.
So ang hinihintay na lang natin ngayon kung ano yung interpretation ng Supreme Court towards the issue.
Correct.
Tama.
So if they know, alam nila kung ano yung isasagot talaga nila, kasi may tinitingnan sila na batas.
Thank you, Mayor Cho, no? And another discussion dito sa Supreme Court nga, finally, they've released a resolution, Hannah, no? Particularly on the motion of the Vice President.
Yes po. So, ngayon, the Supreme Court has asked the Congress to comment on VP Sara Duterte's petition that challenges the validity and constitutionality of the fourth impeachment complaint that was eventually transmitted to the Senate for trial. So ngayon humihingi ang Supreme Court sa Congress ng comment, Cho and Mayor. So what does this mean for the impeachment, the whole impeachment matter? Ngayon na the Supreme Court has passed the ball to the Congress for their comment.
In my previous interview, Hannah, I said that the entire impeachment complaint is really constitutionally infirm. So there are procedural lapses and everything. And these are one of the few things that VP Sara raised on her petition. So pag binasa nyo yung petition niya, makikita mo na very valid. Una, ni-raise niya yung point sa one-year bar rule. Because there are pieces of jurisprudence na decided by the Supreme Court na saying na there should be no multiple impeachment cases to be filed against a certain official in a year. Ang nangyari kasi, they filed the first petition December 2, the second one was on December 4, and the third one December 19. So that alone is already constitutionally infirm ba, because it really shows na according to the Constitution, dapat hindi multiple impeachment cases ang ipa-file sa isang politician, sa isang leader, pero tatlo na. Now, they found out that what has been approved pala is yung February 4, 2025, the fourth impeachment.
Okay.
So if we follow the previous rulings of the Supreme Court, may na-initiate na impeachment complaint last year, 2024. If may na-initiate na impeachment complaint, may 1-year bar rule tayo. Hindi pwedeng may additional or new impeachment for the next year para sa isang leader na i-impeach nila. So ang nangyari, they approved the fourth impeachment which was initiated February 4 of this year. So imagine na-violate din ang 1-year bar rule. Now that the Supreme Court has heard VP Sara's petition, it only means na may ngipin sa petition. Because kung walang justiciable issue sa petition, hindi yan imamind ng Supreme Court. Di ba? Basura lang yan. Wala yung issue nito, so dapat wala. Pero ngayon, the Congress is given 10 days to answer or to diba, explain their points sa impeachment.
As a follower, no, as a supporter of this, the dismissal of the impeachment case, do you welcome this development?
Yeah, this is a very good development because nagpapakita lamang ito na the judiciary is still really upholding the constitutionality of justiciable controversies na nangyayari sa ating government. Because if they are already infiltrated by, corrupt officials or maybe if they are influenced by outside forces, they can easily dismiss the petition of VP Sara and ignore it, di ba? Pero ang nangyari ngayon, binigyang buhay, meaning to say may laban talaga. So now na may ganitong development na, it only shows na despite the political persecution that VP Sara has gone through, despite the series of attacks and hearings that the Congress has done to her, may laban talaga siya. So, yan yung parang positive aspect na nakita ko sa development na ito.
How about you, Mayor?
They're very eager to destroy the Vice President. So, marami silang mga PR. Yung pinafile nila yung ibang congressman, yung mga leftist congressmen and women first, di ba? Tapos, nag-ano na naman sila. Hindi nila na-calculate na kung ano yung magiging effect if whenever they really needed to push through with the impeachment. Kasi yung impeachment kasi na yan, they are just pushing for it just to, make a bad name out of the Vice President. Di naman talaga yan na, well, as far as our camp is concerned, wala namang kasalanan talaga yung Vice President natin. Pinapalabas nyo lang impeachment, and ngayon, nasaturate nyo kasi, hindi nyo, kung yun yung ginagamit nyo as a tool, as a weapon against her, ngayon, hindi nyo na magamit. In the first place, kasi kung nung una pa lang talaga, na ginamit nyo yan against the Vice President, sana nag-push through na yan. So, ibig sabihin, wala talaga kayong hawak na pwede niyong i-impeach yung tao.
Right.
So manahimik na lang sana kayo, mga unggoy.
Harvey, Mayor, if I may add, ni-raise din kasi ni VP Sara yung series of interviews ng Secretary General. So one of the reasons na sinabi ni Sec Gen Velasco, sabi niya, hindi daw sila nag-act upon the first, second, and third impeachment kasi nga may mga members daw sa Congress na nagsasabing, wag muna because they need to wait for the fourth impeachment. So, sa aspeto pa lang na ganyan, masasabi natin na there is a deliberate attempt to freeze the impeachment which is not allowed under the law. Tapos pag tingnan mo yung petition ni VP Sara, may mga timestamps sa lahat ng interviews. So lahat ng mga ginagawa nila, mga PR nila, yung sinabi ni Mayor kanina, lahat ng mga PR, mga interviews nila, media, conferences, and everything, nagagamit against them. So, di ba? Funny siya, pero parang it's a waste of taxpayers' money din kasi they are still pushing with that groundless impeachment case.
So sila lang din they just show the people that it's only a narrative that they're trying to push, not really a real case.
And speaking of PR, Mayor Antio, you know what's really interesting here? Immediately when the Supreme Court resolution came out, no, nagpalabas ng video ang House of Representatives, a compilation. It's a video dedicated to VP Sara, a compilation explaining the articles of impeachment. So I think you shared this also, Cho, na
Instead of answering,
taking time to answer, at least may time silang gumawa ng propaganda video.
Yeah, so far this is the funniest propaganda video I have ever seen because it's like a work of a high school student ba na project na ano yung grounds bakit na-impeach si VP Sara.
Tapos, sorry, but not to demean high school projects, mga high school students projects.
I'm not demeaning the high school students. I mean, the level of this is Congress. This is a national agency, di ba? So, dapat they could have done better.
Correct.
Because they know for a fact na the impeachment rap they initiated will not be successful. So, ginagawa nila yung info drive nila ngayon by making videos like that na ganito yung mga grounds.
Propaganda. That's why. Ganun na. Yung impeachment na yan is just a tool, to antagonize the Vice President. Because we can never neglect the fact that she is a strong candidate in the 2028 presidential elections.
Lahat naman ng survey nagsasabi din na siya yung top contender for that 2028 presidential election. So, they are doing their very best to demolish her character, to, 'di ba? Parang ganyan para wala nang
No, because I believe Marty wants to run for the presidency or anyone from their camp. They just want to put somebody there for the next presidential election.
Correct.
And the top contender is the vice president. That's why.
Tama. And with that premise, no, knowing na wala talagang on surveys, wala talagang lumalapit na contender doon. So we expect na more of these attacks and propaganda will come out leading to 2028. That's for sure.
Kulelat din si sa survey. Si Martin.
Wala talaga.
Hindi nga umaabot ng 5%,
Nasaan
diba?
na ba siya? Pero hindi natin siya narinig recently.
Tahimik na siya ngayon, no?
Wala na. Alam niya na wala siyang pag-asa.
Tahimik yata.
Wala. Ayaw ko na pag-usapan yung tao.
Pero with this video, Cho, Mayor, no, do you think, since you're a social media person, Cho, no, do you think this video had any effect whatsoever to the Filipino people in terms of how they see the Vice President?
Yeah, meron talagang nasisway, lalo na yung mga blind followers, because we cannot deny the fact that in the Philippines, we have Marcos loyalists, we have Marcos apologists, and these groups of people, wala silang nakikitang mali, di ba? So, yun, pwede silang masway sa video na yan. Pero what I love about this is the fact na if you look at the page of the Congress, ang majority of the reactions ay haha, naka-laugh reactions sila. So meaning to say, sinusuka nga sila ng tao. Tama talaga yung tagging ng PDP Laban na team sinusuka sila.
Nobody is pleased with what you are doing right now. Kasi alam naman ng mga tao talaga that it's clearly politics. That's why earlier I said na kaya nga malakas yan for the 2028 if ever she decides to run for the presidency. Wala yan. Puro lang politika. Yan lang man din talaga. If you look at the Philippines, it's always somebody has something to say against somebody. Just to to boost themselves. Yan talaga typical na politika ng Pilipinas. Kailangan may siraan ka para umangat ka. 'Di ba? Nangyari kang erap, kulong. Nangyari kay GMA, kulong din ni Kaya nga, yung unique talaga sa panahon ni PRD. Makita mo lang na ayaw niya ng gulo. And gusto niya, if you want to build a country, then you need to unite your people. So that's why kahit sa tingin ng iba, hindi palibing yan si Marcos, ipalibing niya para matapos na lahat so that we can move forward and build a nation.
Correct.
Ito traditional politics and traditional politicians composes Congress. Mind you, yun lahat, halos talaga dyan lahat. Wala yan. Mga dynasties, mga old rich sa kanilang mga probinsya, nandyan yan lahat. So they are using or they behave kung ano they behave na kung ano yung mga traditional politicians dito sa bansa natin. So sige lang, at least maganda pa rin, you know. Kasi para makita ng tao kung ano talaga yung mga politiko natin dito sa bansa. Para you know, they can see na gaano ka walang kwenta talaga yung mga ibang politiko dito. Para makita nila na you know, mas they can choose better. Since mag-election na, they can choose better kung ano yung tingin nila na maayos talaga. Kasi doon pa lang sa impeachment, most of you know the people in Mindanao and Visayas were very displeased because given Inday Sara is a Bisaya man siya. Bisaya siya. So that's natural na you know nasa following, it's a natural following that she has. So yung impeachment, yung mga congressman na from from the island of Mindanao and Visayas, marami nagalit sa mga pumirma sa kanila na ano. It did not sit well with the majority of people na lalo na dito sa Mindanao and the Visayas.
Correct. Sakto ka, Mayor, no? That reaction on social media and even on the ground na yung mga posters ng mga pumirma na
tinanggal,
congressman tinatanggal.
If only they had the balls to stand against you know this kind of politics that Martin Romualdez is showing, then they would be heroes in their own communities and districts.
Correct.
Diba? And yet, wala. They succumbed sa to traditional politics.
Instead of championing and standing up for their constituency, it's turned out but that's how we perceive it, no, na nadala sila doon sa kung ano man ang pinangako in exchange of that signature.
You know why? Kasi, you know, ang Pilipinas kasi is so fed up with these kinds of politics. Yung mga ganitong klaseng galawan sa politika. Eh, ang Pilipino ngayon, they know better compared to, you know, before. So, alam nila, naghahanap sila na mga tao that can, you know, that will represent them na may itlog talaga, who have the balls to do what is right and to do what is beneficial for the majority, not for themselves only, not for the individual. Kasi yun naman talaga, lahat na lang ng mga politiko or aspiring politicians, they want to gusto maging congressman, kaya may Land Cruiser, may ganito, may ganon, may Patek Philippe, may Rolex.
Luxury items.
Hermes
The Filipinos are so fed up with that already. So, you know, kaya talaga, pag may mga ganon and they feel that they are not, you know, well represented, meaning yung the real how the people in their districts really felt towards the issue, misrepresented yung ano nila, yung totoong gusto nila by the congressman, kaya nagagalit sila. Tama yan, huwag niyo nang botohin kung if ever maghanap yung kalaban na lang, doon na lang kayo bumoto. Subukan nyo and you know, like held that person accountable for whatever he will do if ever siya makaupo as congressman sa inyong lugar. So hayaan nyo na yung isa, lipat muna kayo dito kasi pumalpak man yan, wala man yung itlog, dito muna kayo sa kabila.
Tama.
Subukan nyo, baka pala, yun pala makadeliver sa inyo ng sakto na serbisyo. And, lalo na, pag maapike gani or in times of crisis, nandyan para sa inyo.
And will not only show up to give ayuda, Mayor, no?
Going back sa impeachment proceedings, Mayor Chol Harvey, no, despite the Supreme Court asking a comment from the Congress with the impeachment, and despite yung sinabi ni Escudero na medyo malayo pang impeachment because the Senate is still in recess, now reports have been saying that he's preparing for the impeachment na. And in fact, he issued Senate Special Order 2025-15, which outlines the administrative framework for the proceedings. So now, Mayor, what do you think does this mean for the impeachment proceedings? No.
I think I see a lot of people raising their eyebrows with this statement, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, Hannah, good question actually. Because ako, di ba, law student, we understand that the fundamental law of the land is the Constitution. And under the Constitution, it is correct that the Senate has the sole authority to do the impeachment trial. Pero, nasa Constitution din na we should follow procedures, di ba? We should follow the laws para due process and walang masagasaan na tao while doing so. Now, my viewpoint on that matter is if Cheese Escudero continues with his political maneuver sa impeachment, he may violate the 1987 Constitution. Why? Because in the first place, the Senate is in recess. The only way for them to convene and call a special session na, di ba, ibigay ng President, is for legislative functions. And impeachment is not part of the legislative functions of the Senate. So paano nila yan Paano nila yan i-justify, 'di ba? So under their own rules sa Senate, pag special session, yung dapat i-act nila is urgent, specific, 'yon. May mga limits na, may mga prohibitions. Anong nangyari? Urgent ba dapat ang impeachment? Specific ba ang ginawa nila? Wala, 'di ba? Is it a legislative function? It's not a legislative function. So by Escudero pushing the impeachment trial to happen even if the Senate is in recess, so basically he is undermining the 1987 Constitution and he should be held accountable on that matter, 'di ba? Because ano ba ang immunity ni Cheese by violating the Constitution? They impeach the Vice President for allegedly violating the Constitution. Tapos ngayon, carefree, wala lang dapat okay lang si Cheese as Senate President to violate the Constitution just to push through with that politically maneuvered and politically motivated impeachment trial.
That on the point, kung talagang itutuloy nila ito while they are on recess, right? Kasi nga nasa recess sila, kung itutuloy talaga na itong proceeding to a special session, that's what you were saying, na that violates the Constitution.
Yeah.
Right. Correct. But right now, we are still waiting because in his last press conference, he still stands firm na walang special session na magaganap. These are all just preparation for the possibility of when the Senate resumes in June.
Tama. Mahirap kasi yan. Kasi if we base it sa mga previous statements ng President, sinabi niya na wala siyang touch sa impeachment case against VP Sara. Now, if he calls a special session just to push through with that, with the impeachment trial ni VP Sara, so siya mismo ang nagmamaneuver. So it can be used against him na, anyway, what do we expect from him, by the way, di ba?
Thank you, Tio. And hintayin natin, tabayanan natin kung ano talaga magiging action ng Senado on these impeachment proceedings. Okay. Ipapart muna natin itong discussion sa impeachment. Another point, gusto ko lang balikan yung sinabi ni Mayor kanina doon sa education and awareness ng public, especially sa mga usapin sa politika. And I think a huge part of this awareness is dahil din sa inyo, Tio, no? Sa mga very active when it comes to political discussions, especially dyan sa social media. You, among 39 other social media personalities and many more pa nga, no? Na-highlight recently because of the TRICOM ba yun sila?
Yeah, TRICOM.
TRICOM hearing in aid of legislation regarding fake news. And naging matunog ang pangalan mo, Cho, dahil isa ka nga sa mga pinatawag nila doon sa Kongreso. But I think what's important here now, you filed the petition again sa Supreme Court questioning yung kanilang hearing. And the Supreme Court has now asked the Congress to respond on your petition. Cho, before for the benefit of our viewers right now and sa amin na din, ano ba tong final nyo, Cho, na petition sa Supreme Court?
We filed a petition certiorari and prohibition with urgent prayer for the issuance of temporary restraining order and a writ of preliminary injunction against the Congress, the TRICOM. Dahil nga, we see na it's really unfair for us na we are called to be resource persons for fake news peddling in the Philippines, but prior to that, we are already labeled narco-bloggers, pogo paid, bagong makapili, or China propagandist. So that alone, alam na natin kung saan yung takbo ng usapan na you are already labeled. So meaning to say, we were called on this TRICOM hearing because we are paid by drug syndicate. Diba? So that's the reason why we did not attend the hearing, and instead, we questioned that move of the Congress to the Supreme Court. And we are very happy with the development na the Supreme Court acted upon our petition because it shows na may justiciable issue talaga that must be addressed first before they can compel us to go to the TRICOM hearing, to attend and to talk about the subject matter.
They're
So,
given how many days?
15 days lang to comment on the petition. Non-extendable. And I hope na they can respond kasi ang laman ng namin petition is more on the Chavez versus Gonzalez. I forgot the exact jurisprudence, but the one that is talking about prior restraint. When we talk about prior restraint based on the law, it's like banning something that is not yet there. Parang ganyan yung takbo ng usapan ba. So, parang wala. It creates a chilling effect to us kasi sinabi din niya ni Ace Barber sa privilege speech niya na he is tapping the NBI na para to hold us accountable. So, what is there for us to be held accountable, di ba? Tapos, ang point din namin, bakit kami, Duterte aligned social media users? Bakit hindi yung ibang vloggers na may mas malaking following and everything?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. In our previous episode, Mayor, you've actually released your statement regarding this already. Would you like to comment further, Mayor, dun sa petition ni Latio and ito nga sa kalagayan nitong mga vloggers na to?
Kaliit na mga tao yan, tapos patulan mo pa talaga, congressman ka. Wala, naunsa man mo. Wala, let them be. Sagdi, ayaan nyo lang. Matakot talaga yan kasi congressman kayo, may pera kayo, may power kayo, pwede nyo ipapatay ang mga yan. Bakit nyo ginaganon yung tao? Hayaan nyo, democracy man eh. Demokrasya na. That's called democracy. Freedom of speech. Mama na. Di kayo maawa. Politiko good kayo. Malaman yan, mga ordinary citizens of this country. Tapos patulan nyo pa ng ganun. Wala man. Kung nasaktan kayo, huwag kayo pumasok na sa politika. Kayo nga, dami nyo sinasabi. Wala man kami nagreklamo. Pero kami may sabihin sa inyo, iiyak ka agad kayo.
Exactly.
Klase mga tao kayo. Ayaw nyo magantihan. Gusto nyo sa inyo lang lahat ng istorya. Ay, wala kayo. Tanggapin nyo yan. Sagdi na sila eh. Actually, you are irrelevant.
Tama.
Mga tawhanan eh. It's politics between the current administration against the OVP. No, apil-apil man mo. You have your own district or districts to attend to.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, Hannah.
I just want to ask this to you, Cho, since you weren't here in the last episode, that we talked about this, the problem with the vloggers and the TRICOM. So, I want to backtrack a little bit. When you heard that you were called a narco vlogger, pogo vlogger, ano mong naramdaman mo? Were you surprised or did you expect it?
Bawal umiyak ha?
Hindi. I wasn't expecting na yan yung label eh. Because at sabi nga ni Mayor, we are ordinary citizens. We are only upholding our freedom of speech. Now, if you look at my posts on social media, I'm not posting news, di ba? I'm writing my commentaries, I'm writing my opinions, which is really protected by the freedom of speech. So, ang ano, when I heard na narco vlogger daw or vlogger, Pogo paid, China propagandist, paid by drug syndicate. So, para bang sabi ko, wala na. This is not going somewhere. And ang alam ko lang is, ang end point of everything is to cite us in contempt. Kasi nga, election time na ngayon, sino ba ang maingay? Di ba? Tinawag nga kaming mga noisy individuals. So, sino ba ang nag-iingay kapag election? Sino ba ang nagdi-discuss about, for example, yun, sa education drive, about, for example, defense, offense ng mga politician? Di ba kami? Tapos, we're not saying that we have the monopoly of information or knowledge. What we are saying is we're helping scaling up the conversation, the political conversation. So, yan pa lang, narco-vlogger paid by drug syndicate ka na. So, the way we see it, para bang may ano na to sila, may gagamitin silang machinery na naman na, halimbawa, they will check on our bank accounts na paid by ano kami. So, trump up charges. So, yan yung fear.
To make it short, gusto gumawa ng istorya para i-contempt kayo, para tumahimik na kayo.
Yan.
Yun na yun.
Yan.
So, bakit nyo papatulan yan kaliliit ng mga tao? Congressman kayo, for all your lives dyan sa mga lugar nyo, kayo lang, you're enjoying power and privileges, pati yan. Mahiya naman kayo.
Balat sibuyas.
Balat sibuyas gani. You can pick a fight with somebody your own size. Wag yung mga maliliit na tao.
Tama.
Masyado kayong bully. Kasi alam nyo na kaya nyo yung tao.
Tama, no? Kasi hindi ka naka-sanction eh. Di ba?
Hindi nila kaya.
Di ba, nagpo-post din siya minsan, di ba? Alam natin yan. Di ba? Dapat sana pinatawag ka rin, di ba?
Bigyan ng idea.
So,
wala ko na hadlok yung anak nila sukat.
Kaya nga. So, doon sila sa mga maliliit na tao. Ordinary citizen. Ordinary dissenter. Yan yung target
Meron
nila.
din naman kayo maghanap pala kayo ng sarili nyong vlogger na magawa-gawa din ng, kung tingin nyo nagagawa-gawa din kami. Para yung mga allegations nyo sa mga tao na ito, it should end there. Wag nyo na ipatawag doon sa Congress. Kasi may allegation naman kaya kayo. And then let the people decide kung may makikinig sa inyo. Sa sinasabi, sa ginagawa nyo kasi, pinakita nyo lang na nakikinig talaga yung mga tao sa kanila because they're saying something of significance. Kaya kayo, maghanap kayo ng paraan para pakinggan kayo ng tao. Hindi talaga yung pakinggan kasi there are, recorded footage of you doon sa panahon ni PRD. Iba yung statement mo. Ngayon, anti-drugs, anti-Duterte, pro-Duterte. Ngayon, wala ka kasing clear position. That's why people will not believe you.
Tama.
Mismo.
Paulit-ulit kasi yung mga sinasabi mo, yung mga politician. Ang tendency kasi ng mga politiko, pagka may admin, doon yan magdikit lahat, tapos maiba na naman yung ginasabi nila. Yung sinabi nila noon na ganito, iba na ngayon kasi nandun yung kung anong gusto ng administration. Wala, mga kiss-ass politicians kasi kayo. That's why nobody will believe you. And, people who are, who wants to educate people, they want to, open up a discussion. That's, I think, it's been valid ever since we are talking about politics. Wala namang problema sana doon. Ayaw na lang kasi na hindi kayo pinapakinggan, sila pinapakinggan. Kawawa naman kayo.
So,
Alright. Thank you very much, Mayor. Thank you, Tia. And we wish you all the best, as always.
and we're
Got your
glad
back.
to see then the TRICOM's maneuverings didn't work.
Correct.
Evidently.
Yeah.
Because you're still continuing with the political discussions and educating people. So, all right. So, next issue.
Isa din sa mga maugong na mga discussions last
Yes.
week, itong kinasangkutan ng convoy ni PNP Chief Marbil na dumaan doon sa EDSA bus lane. So, nag-viral din ito, pinag-usapan Mayor. Initially, they did not deny, kinonfirm naman nila na that was a PNP convoy nga na dumaan doon, clearly violating patas doon sa daan. And ang nakakatawa lang dito, hindi naman nakakatawa siguro, but ang naging what makes the discussion more interesting is yung nag-leak na PNP memo kasi naging laman na nga siya ng usap-usapan, ng discussions online. May nag-leak ngayon na PNP memo. It's a Stratcom snapshot. Ito yung subject. Regarding the alleged PNP violation in EDSA bus lane. Particularly, there was a table there. Ito yung naka-highlight. Strategies, letter B. PCADG shall mobilize its resources to overshadow the issue, redirect public attention, and mitigate any further negative impact for the chief PNP and the organization. So for some netizens, for some people, no, for many of us, it seems na talagang gusto nilang itatabunan or itago itong usapin na ito na kontribusiya na kinasasangkutan ng chief PNP.
First, they verified that such an document exists. Did they?
Their last statement, ito, pinapahalagan ng PNP ang integridad. Ang batid namin ang ulat tungkol sa isang umano'y leak memorandum at kasalukuyan namin bine-verify ang authenticity at konteksto nito. So they did not deny, they did not confirm, they are verifying the authenticity of the document.
Pero ito lang naman talaga, madali lang yan na sa, bakit nyo pinapansin yan? Bakit guilty kayo nga si Marbil talaga nakasakay doon? Bakit nang ginawang issue yan? In the first place, sa totoo lang, kung maayos lang sana talaga to si Marbil ba, hindi sana ginagamit yung pangalan niya sa mga ganong klaseng bagay na mga tao, kung yan yung sinasabi nila na dumadaan ng bus lane. Kung talagang stricto ka na PNP chief, wala sanang mga aabuso dyan gamit yung pangalan mo. Yan talaga culture kasi ng gobyerno. Kung pakita mo sana na maayos ka, hindi ka magsabi na yung sabo or yung droga, pampatagal lang, pampahaba ng oras kasi kailangan magtrabaho, ginarespeto ka sana enough. Kung hindi man ikaw yung nandoon talaga sa bus lane na yan, na hindi gamitin yung pangalan mo sa kalokohan. Ang problema mo kasi, yung mga pinagsasabi mo, hindi ka talaga marespeto ng mga tao, kaya pwede kang gamitin yung pangalan mo sa kabulukan. Tingnan nyo, PNP chief refuses to name convoy members who used EDSA bus lane. That only means he has knowledge of who those individuals were. So that confirms na alam nila talaga, alam ng PNP chief na may nangyayaring ganun. And yet, anong ginagawa mo? Pinagtatakpan mo yung mga tao na umaabuso ng kanilang otoridad. Kung saan klaseng policeman ka, kung ingon anak ka, you should enforce the law. Init ang ulo ba? Grabe. Init yung ulo mga sa ani na mga tao ba? Okay. Ang politiko okay pa manggod. Ang politiko ba? Because they are politicians. They can, say whatever they want to say. It's up to them kung, the people that accept it or not. But these people, uniformed personnel, they took an oath to, uphold the law, enforce the law, protect the people. Diba? And, look at this behavior that we're getting from the PNP chief. He refuses to name convoy members who use the EDSA bus lane. And that is a very big, it's not really, that's too dramatic, a big issue. But, people in Metro Manila, they go through traffic every day. And it destroys your life somehow.
Yeah.
And yet, they cannot answer, and they cannot, maintain. Hindi nila maayos yung bus lane na yan. Para na lang sana sa mga tao na tumitiis sa traffic. So, tapos may police na hinuli yung convoy. Why can you not honor the actions of those policemen who were doing their job or who were doing the right thing? Ang ginagawa nyo ngayon, you are being defensive kasi may nangyaring ganun. And you're supposed to celebrate somebody from your personnel that did the right thing and stood up against those people who abuse their power. Yun sa mga, para lang talaga dyan sa bus lane na yan.
Tama.
Sa bagay, kung sinabi mo nga, droga, pampagising, na ano pa, i-expect mo sa na may kape.
Correct.
Bakit droga talaga, no?
Droga man talaga.
Pang overtime.
Yung pinakaway klaro nga polis ako nakitaan ba?
Extended pa yan.
Kami talagang polis na loko-loko na kilala ko, pero grabe yan talaga. Grabe yan. Grabe na yun. Like I said lagi, politicians, I can tolerate them. But people in uniform, personnel, uniformed personnel, they should be stick with their oath and their responsibilities as government workers. Iba yun eh. Yung mga politiko, we are elected. Kani man ko sila plantilyan eh. O, diba? Permanent workers ko sila sa government. Kaya mga politiko, if we fuck up, pwede may pulihan.
Yeah.
Doon nga tayo sa punto mo, Mayor, na they're the ones who took an oath to
Enforce the law.
promote the law, to uphold the law.
Sige.
Tama ka, Mayor, no, gaya nga, dito sa Davao City, for instance, may mga police na nagloloko. I think somehow, being chief executive, we feel the burden nga na nahihiya tayo.
Ay, ikaw, di ba?
Correct, Mayor.
Kung di ba, alam ko na you're working for the government.
Correct.
Tapos, pag may mga ganun na kasama mo sa gobyerno, si Raulo, nakakahiya.
Tama. Pag may nagloko na police na
It
napapahiya,
will reflect.
it will reflect.
Oh, the government. Sa
Correct.
government, sa
Everyone,
kabuuan ng
public
gobyerno.
Service. So, ito nga, coming from that discussion, so ito nga, si PNP Chief Marbil, if meron talagang naging violation, we're curious, ano kaya ang nararamdaman din ng kanyang
Chief Executive.
boss? Baka nahiya din
Commander-in-Chief.
siguro si President. Kay President ba siya nag-report?
Yeah.
Kay LG pa.
I'm sure the president is proud of him because
I think so.
they award stupidity. They reward stupidity in this administration.
He even extended the,
The term of office.
the term of Marbil.
Kasi dapat mag-retire na siya.
Yeah. So proud si BBM sa
As
kanya.
long as you bark, parang aso ba nga, for the president, then you will be rewarded.
Now, Mayor, pasadahan lang natin before we close the discussions on national. Last week, Hana, may nangyari sa Cebu.
Yes, Mayor. Last week, sa Cebu, na-viral din to sa social media, I would say, because a lot of people were also surprised with how well received, kumbaga, si former President Rodrigo Duterte sa Cebu in the indignation rally, Mayor Cho. So, as we can see, sobrang dami ng tao na nag-welcome sa kanya sa Cebu. And seeing this, Mayor, what can you say?
Ang Cebu manggod, itong mga Cebuano, yun yung sinabi ko earlier na may natural following talaga because the former president is a Bisaya. And people tend to identify themselves with their own kind.
Correct.
Especially if they have reason to do so. Ibig sabihin yan, may nagawa talaga yung presidente, yung former president, kaya they were there. So, they want to show their support. And as the son or child o anak ng salamat kay sa inyong tanan sa inyong way undang nga suporta sa akong amahan. Dako kay mig-utang kabubuton sa inyo ha. Napakita sa akong amahan nga naa say mahatag kadtong presidente pa sa nga na say ma-offer sa nasod nga gihatag pinaagi sa suporta ninyo. Nahatag ninyo ang oportunidad sa iya ka dako kaayo ng it means a lot to us sa among pamilya, sa among apelyido nga paningkamutan namo nga matarong amo ang reputasyon pag-abot sa panggobyerno. So salamat kaayo sa inyong way unda nga suporta ng mga Cebuano, mabuhay mong tanan.
Thank you, Mayor. Daghang kayong salamat. Hopefully, we can also visit Cebu in the coming days po. Kabalik na dito sa... Jo, nakay gusto
Anything to
may
add?
dadagdag kayo. Gusto ka sabihin sa mga taga-Cebu.
In addition to what Mayor Baste said, it's the Duterte magic it's showing the entire Philippines na Pilipinas, Duterte pa rin. Now, as you can see, yung team na yan, during the indignation rally, wala yung mga ayuda. Hindi yan namumudmud ng pera. Pero it's reported na there were 40,000 people who supported the cause. So it only means na may laban talaga tayo and lalaban tayo hanggang dulo.
Now we go to some of the updates, Mayor, dito sa Davao City, no? Sa local discussion naman tayo. Mayor, meron lang isang usapin dito sa Davao City last week, no, na pinagkagulahan, pinag-usapan, at nagbunga ng maraming opinion. Ito nga nangyaring hold-up incident, Mayor, sa downtown dito sa Davao City. And sa isang pawn shop, Mayor, no, allegedly merong 6 na suspect at isa dito, Mayor, ay nahuli na at nasa kustodiya na ng PNP. Ang discussion dito, Mayor, is yun nga, it seems, no, ang people of Davao City, sa mga comments na nabasa natin, maraming nagsasabi na baka nga pinadala talaga yun dito yung tao, kasi the suspect na nahuli, Mayor, is from Albuera, Leyte, not from Davao City. And yung most of the opinions ng Davaoenos, Mayor, is yun nga, baka sinadya na pinapunta dito para manggulo just in time for the celebration of Araw ng Davao. Your comment in general, Mayor, on this particular incident?
Ang gusto ko sana, I'd like to sound unbiased when giving out my analysis of this incident. Ang tingin ko, pwede kasi rin talaga na, you know, that individual na galing ng Leyte, he was asked to do a job here in Davao. O kung illegal man o hindi niya alam, then doon dinala siya, yan yung ginawa nila. And it could be na sinadya, para, it's easy to pay. Madali bayaran ng isang tao para gumawa and a promise of a reward pag nagawa nila yung something a criminal activity. Kasi sa gutom ngayon ng Pilipino, sa sobrang hirap. But on the other hand, gusto ko rin, hindi man gusto, pero there's a big possibility dahil ugok talaga tong PNP chief natin, and the BBM administration is very lenient on criminals right now. Kaya it encourages criminals to do these kinds of activities. So expect talaga tayo, a lot of people are very displeased with the current peace and order situation in the entire country. So kahit naman we're doing everything that we can to secure Davao City, pero if yung PNP chief magsasalita na ang droga pampagising, what can you expect?
Tama.
No? On kung paano mag-behave yung mga criminals right now. It is very encouraging for them na nakikita nila na hindi talaga stricto yung presidente natin pagdating sa peace and order. So kaya makikita niyo may maraming bangag talaga sa Facebook. They're like
Videos.
na recording themselves and posting it on social media na nagsasabo sila. And then maya na lang may makikita ka na mga matatandang tao, yung pinapatay nila, pinuputulan pa talaga nila ng ulo, tapos bangag nahuhuli. It's all documented. The media is there. A lot of crazy things are happening in this country right now, especially crimes. And yet, ayaw umamin nito. And, ang masaklap lang, yung sinabi yung statement, which really is very disturbing kasi sa akin, kaya binabalik ko. Because, prohibited yung drugs eh. It should not come out of somebody's mouth, especially when you are the chief PNP. Kung gobyerno ka. Para kasing sinasabi mo, you're tolerating these kinds of activities and everything that, is similar to those illegal and criminality. So ito, kaya may nagkakaroon tayo ng ganito is because lenient talaga yung Wala ka mang narinig talaga ang presidente na threatening criminals. Wala talaga. Hindi mo mapigilan yung tao, labi na Pilipino, kasi gutom. Yung iba, wala na talaga. Hindi nakapag-aral. Wala talagang Kailangan mo, kasi may mga iba naman, hindi nakapag-aral, gutom din, pero umaayos naman. So, you are treating or you are pinapabayaan mo yung mga taong umaayos na lumalaban ng patas. And you are lumalabas kayo na you are protecting na noon hindi sa mga But going back to the issue, it could go both ways. Pero isa talaga dyan, may nangyayari na ganun, it could be both, actually. Madali na lang makakita ng tao na ganun because alam nila na hindi naman talaga stricto yung yung presidente. And then, pwede rin gamitin sa politika. We will never know, but yung both angles can go together.
That's how I see it. I think there's politics behind that. Kasi if you look at the entire situation, broad daylight, no masks, motor is sira, tapos may dalang armas na malaki, di ba?
And it also happened in one of the busiest
busiest traffic pa dyan sa San Pedro, di ba? So, for me, I think the timing really is questionable kasi nga election. Tapos feeling ko rin kasi may mga tao naman talaga na nangangarap to take hold of the Duterte stronghold, which is Davao City. So, for sure, they would leverage on that incident na they would say, kasi yung traffic na gamit na we are the top one, di ba? Sa entire Southeast Asia na ganyan. Pero ngayon, feeling ko talaga, gagamitin na naman yan, telling people na it's not safe here, so we should replace our officials, our leaders. So parang ganyan, that's only my analysis. This isn't the fact. But this is how I see the entire situation. Kasi kung ako naman talaga criminal, tama yung sinabi ni Mayor na both pwede ganyan, gutom or everything. Pero kung ako naman talaga, bakit sirang motor pa yung gagamitin ko? Bakit sa pinaka-busy na part ng Davao City ko pa gagawin? Ang daming pawn shop na medyo hindi di ba? Hindi nasa gitna ng city.
Sa experience ko bilang alkalde ba ng Davao, we've had similar incidents. Hold up siya, pero mostly pag nahuhuli namin or if we solve the case, when we solve the case, inside job talaga yan kadalasan, kaya nagsasucceed. Ito, parang hindi nila alam na yun yung gawin nila because sira yung motor mo, nakatsinelas ka lang, pula pa yung brief mo. 'Di ba? Yun yung makita ko na may medyo parang skeptical din ako kasi ang mga crimes talaga, they have to be well planned. Usually niyan sa mga nakita namin dito sa Davao, may inside job talaga, may nakakaalam sa loob and they plan it and execute it very successfully because alam na nila anong gawin nila. Ito parang wala, pumunta lang doon, sige, you make a scene and kami na bahala. Or you get something in exchange. Pero ganun kasi.
Mayor, I'll just connect ko lang sa sinabi mo kanina, Mayor, about the so many criminalities, criminal incidents that are happening, not just in Davao City, but also in the Philippines these days. And yet, the government is explicitly denying the existence of these incidents. Now, what do you think how will the Philippines go from here, Mayor? Or even Davao City, will we be expecting more of these incidents in the coming days, in the coming years, perhaps? Since we have a government that is denying the existence of these crimes.
Okay, let me start with the statement again of Marbil about yung pampaano lang. Ano kasi yan? crime, drugs, or specifically crystal meth, there is a study commissioned by the government in Australia. I cannot remember, but I can look for it and we can show this to the people. That drug use and crime has a direct correlation. Yeah. So, and yung statement niya kasi, it connotates na we could be a we have a narco government. It's something that when you issue a statement like that, it endorses drug use.
Promotes.
Diba? So, kung hayaan nila doon, pag hindi nila bawiin yun, baka magiging narco state tayo. Because the statement encourages the proliferation of drugs. And drugs will lead to, it destroys lives, it destroys the brains, utok ng tao, and families and communities. It will destroy our country. So, kasi ito, it's a platform before of the previous president, ako ang amahan, si PRD. That way, he was very hard on drugs. Kahit dito sa Davao, for the longest time that we have seen it, na kasi, kaya nga, pag may droga talaga sa mga communities mo, people ayaw magtrabaho, ayaw umayos, masira yung utak, they become incapacitated, and masisira yung communities mo, and then slowly it will deteriorate society. What I mean to say is yung ginagawa nila kasi, they're trying, parang kino-contrast nila yung sarili nila kay PRD because ito yung they are better in handling a crucial issue dito sa Pilipinas. And ito yung crime and drugs talaga. So, dahil sa they're so focused on image making na gusto nila pakita na mas magaling kami doon sa sa kang PRD. Kaya kung ano-ano na lang lumalabas sa bibig nila, and ngayon yung mga nakatingin na mga wrongdoers or the criminals, nakatingin sila and they're listening, then they know that they can do what they want. Yan na. Yan talagang mga malito. Maghintay lang man talaga yan kung stricto ba ngayon or hindi. Kasi mga may utak man din yan. Ayaw man din yan makulong.
Tama.
So pagkita nila, yung mga police, hindi masyado kasi takot nga, they're not getting much support in terms of moral from their leader or the chief PNP or kanino. Ayaw din kumilos na. Kasi pag police ka tapos nagkakaso ka, yung sweldo mo maapektuhan, problema mo, pwede ka matanggal. So, pwede avoid na lang since yung directive naman is pampagising yung droga.
Good daw sa economy. Kasi when people tend to work overtime daw, may positive impact daw sa economy.
Wow.
So by saying that, especially coming from the chief, PNP chief, it's like normalizing the drug use ba? Kasi tama yung sinabi ni Mayor na pag nakita yan, narinig yan lalo na yung mga nagtitake ng drugs, it would encourages them to do more. Kasi nga may reason na sila. Like, hey, ganito lang pala kasi ito, pang overtime lang.
Thank you very much, Tio and Mayor. But Mayor, nevertheless, we congratulate the members of the security cluster, particularly ang ating police mayor for immediately apprehending yung isang suspect and recovering yung mga stolen items. And this only shows, Mayor, the culture of security in the city really works kasi the
asa mo makita yung culture of security talaga. Kasi tinadyakan nung isang mama
Yes.
yung ulo ng ano.
Yes.
We don't ayaw talaga ng taga Davao ng crime.
Nalit.
Ayaw talaga namin yan.
Mayor Cho, Hana, yesterday we officially started the celebration of the 88th Araw ng Davao. We have the entire month full of activities for you, no? Not only sa downtown area but sa buong distrito, District 1, District 2, District 3 ng Davao City, and Davaoenos, the local government unit, is reminding everyone to always follow the laws, no, mga ordinances natin, the liquor ban, the safety reminders para sa mas matiwasay at masayang selebrasyon ng ating Araw ng Davao. And that ends the discussion for this particular episode, Mayor. But of
we
course,
still have
before
the-
we close, Hana, we have the netizens.
Netizens. Okay.
We have messages, Mayor, from our...
Okay.
Johanna.
So we have one from Queenie King Abad. Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte, thank you. Thank you for not giving up your father's dream for Davao. I know in my heart that politics is not an arena you want to play, but because of your family's love for Davao City in public service, you entered and embraced it. So thank you. Thank you for all the efforts. It may not be perfect, but we want you to know that you are appreciated. Padayon, Mayor Baste, you will be sharpened.
Kini si Ma'am Piniking Abad, salamat kayo. Actually, wala ko kabaw. Sa bana inyong tanaw gyud sa kuan. Pero taman sa ganahan ng mga na ako dire hantud diha ra po ko. I will not dili na ko na ipugos akong kaugalingon sa inyo ha. Amo ra na. Pero mapasalamaton kay ko nga naing ana ng mga pananaw sa kuha kay di pod sayon ning trabahoan ni labi na karon nga medyo dako na pod gyud kayo ato syudad nya lahi na gyud pod ang dagan di na kita pare sa una. Unya ang gibilin nga pagpanarbaho sa gobyerno sa akong amakan ug sa akong igsuon taas kay nga tunga sunon. So kanay imong gipang-ingon maka pagaan sa kuwang loob. Salamat kayo.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Queenie. From Marso 12, shout out, Mayor. Naunsa na atong anti-smoking ordinance pwede naman kadaghan na nigarilyo sa mga palengke labi na diri sa Panakan. Panakpan na taon kay nag-antos nami dili nga ginhawa sa usok sa mga sigarilyo.
Sige.
Davao City reports na ni.
Sige, paghuwat mo diha kay hotdon ta mo padakop. Ayun lang.
Thank you, Marso 12.
We also have from Elvira Migalio 7548. Mayor, lain pay ato, nice imong face. Unsa imong skincare?
Wala man ko'y ginabutang sa kunaw. Kanang di mao ba?
Ikaw na ko i-blush sa motor o pa.
Wala ko kibaw ana. Kanang unsa nagakuan lang ko exercise nya sauna. Kana naga-sauna ko kay detox man na. Pero other than na, di makuingan ang butang-butang bisag unsa sa kunaw. Kung nababay pa siguro ko dili pero nakoy na ilhan anak og presidente ka pulbo. Siyang naon.
Foundation.
Baga kay Mayor.
Hindi makita gid po nimo asa kutob ang iyang naong iyang gipulbosan ug iyang liog.
Wala
Di
na
mo moabot yung pulbo dire.
Wala na blood o maayo.
Sige na lang.
Okay.
So,
Pero kaya na salamat. Nice akong face.
kung wala mo sauna, pwede rin magtuob.
Traditional.
Thank you, Elvira Megalios. From Erica Jane Burgos, Mayor, PNP are too busy to secure their boss. They are not for the people now. That's what is happening right now. They don't even bother to help the small community.
Mao na ko ingon katong in relation to the previous comment na nakuha nato katong mga dagang manigarilyo. Mao lagi na ko ingon. Basta yung mga yung hindi talaga stricto yung chief executive natin, yung presidente. Tapos yung PNP chief pa natin, wala ring kwenta. Yung mga tao, hindi talaga matakot. So, alam mo, they have to be constantly reminded that there are laws that you have to follow. Kaya, malagi na, ang PNP, it's not under me. Under na sila sa presidente. Hindi mo rin magugaron, kung police ka, pareha atong sa bus lane, kung ikaw nagabuhat og tama, ikaw pa'y mali. Lisod mahimong pulis karon sa kung tanaw lang. Lisod mahimong pulis karon sa tanaw lang nako. Lisod nga buhaton nimong trabaho ron.
Tama. And for sure, there are a lot of good policemen pa dira, Mayor, no? And hopefully, human ra gyud.
Okay. Itong sa Panakan, patanaw lang nato na. Pahurot na tog dakop. Ayan na siya. Wala mabantay ba? Ano maguna siya? Okay man na comment mo, pero i-raise gina ninyo sa inyong mga barangay. Kay kabalo mo, gisweldohan man na ninyo. Pinaagi sa inyong tax. So mga elected officials ninyo sa inyong barangay, ato mo dito ka, pagawad o purok leader ninyo, ina ka ng ana. Ayun, yung gulat nga makabasa pa mi sa comment, kay dako kayong Davao, tinuod lang. So kung maabot mo dito, kung dili gani ma-address siguro sa kuan, gamitan ninyo ang Davao City Reports. Kana mo yung pinaka paspas nga pamaagi nga makadirekta mo og labi na og kanang serious concern gyud. Pero bago ta mo abot yan, patrabahoan yung kapitan, patrabahoan yung mga kagawad. Total naa na sila diha kay para mo unsa gyud mo patuman og balaod.
Thank you, Erica Jane Burgos. And yun, ang huli sa ating mga netizens' comments. Hannah, your makasaysayang fast talk.
So, we have a tradition here, Cho, na after, since guest ka ngayon, so we have a tradition here in Basta Davaoenyo na after all the political discussions or the local issues and mga issues na pinapag-usapan natin, we will end with a fast talk. So, basically, I will give you 2 options and you will choose which one you like better. Okay. Wine or beer?
Wine.
Beer.
Wine. Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
Netflix.
YouTube. Pool or ocean?
Ocean.
Deep.
Ocean deep.
Instagram or TikTok?
TikTok.
IG.
Instagram, wala ko TikTok.
IG. Flowers or chocolates?
Flowers.
Chocolates.
Chocolates, oy.
Para asa. Ako hatag sa kuha.
Depende. It's a interpretation.
Diretso na. Ana.
Chocolates.
Flowers. Talkative or quiet?
Talkative.
Quiet.
Talkative.
Quiet. Leader or follower?
Leader.
Follower. Masayon.
Follower.
Leader. Smart or funny?
Both.
Okay?
It's both. Funny kay kapoy kay smart ay dagang kay yaw-yaw.
Same.
Funny. Okay, smart. Be a superhero or a villain?
Superhero.
Villain, alangan idol gino si Martin Romualdez. Tanawa ra gud dato na kay sila ron.
Correct.
Superhero.
Superhero. Villain na lang. Masabay na lang ako kay Mayor. Be famous or be rich?
Be rich.
Rich ay.
Be rich.
Saan ko na famous?
Unanimously approved. Be rich.
Okay, be rich. Unlimited money or unlimited love?
Money, oy. Unlimited money.
Money gapon.
Love. Kaya kung love ka sa mga tao, mga ikog kwarta, hatagan mo ka.
Dilitan na.
Lahipod niya akong klaseng love na ginawa na.
Doon ka na mo, okay, sige.
Lahipod.
Dili, awa ha. Oh. Unlimited money, mura si Martin. Bagay, no? Wala taas yung rating.
Pa siya gilove sa
Wala siya
tao.
yung love.
What I love.
Kadali lang ba? Nata diri kay Martin ba? Unsa ka tinuod tong 100 peso bill nga gitatakan og
Tinood.
So that.
tinuod to?
Tinood.
Ginuo ko.
Real people ang nag-send ato.
Pero siguro tanaw na ko, dili pa to siguro sa ginakahuna ko na ato. Murag na siguro nagpasip-sip sa iya ka ba?
Nako, ano.
Nga kanang dito pod niya. Sige, tatakan ko ni picture na send ako. Tanawa sir Kanang kuan ba, suporta kay Miss inyo ka diri sa kidnon to.
Jensen.
Jensen. Di ba? Yeah, wag ato. Sa kuha ato nakadawat ka sa video ba? Hasta sa kuha gid niya. Ana siya. Sige, timan-an ko gid ni, timan-an ko gid ni pag-abot sa eleksyon. Botohon gyud nako ang inyong kontra. Puta ay nakatawanan man to. Pero yan nakalagpas ba no?
Okay.
Meron pa?
Last 2.
Okay, go.
Never age or never get tired?
Never get tired.
Never age, siguro. Kaya di mo kaya kapuyon o di ko matiguang.
Tama. Never age.
Never get tired. Okay, last. One superpower you'd love to have.
Me?
Ano gaya? Pastok. Pastok. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Kuan, to control the air.
Ay,
Yeah.
ano?
Kasi, for example, gusto ko di na
Tukod ka ganang
di na makaginhawa si... gusto ko di na makaginhawa si Bongbong.
Kuya, hang power.
Lagi, yan ni, nag-talk
Airbender. Airbender.
Ang the last.
Airbender.
Pwede may bawaan nga. Ikaw na din ang ni...
Ganun,
Galit
diba?
na siya. Okay, Mayor. Superpower you'd love to have.
Good time. Control time.
Ay.
Oh.
Healing.
Wow.
Isa sa mga games.
So, Mother Teresa.
I heal you.
Mother Teresa.
Iyan mo dyan lang, ipon
Sige,
siya.
hashtag katawa na to si Mother Teresa. Ganito, healing. Isang sa mga games, gusto kong healer. Ikaw mo na.
Mura, albrario.
Kung ikaw, air imo
Control.
kay gusto ni mo mag siya ka healing.
Healing.
Ako time good ako kay mobalik ko unsa ba taron February February March
February.
Mag-March na no
March.
March na ron.
March na.
March na?
mobalik ko kuan last year unya patad ko sa tanang loto para ako tanan ang loan better di ba ako ang loan better sa gikan February hanto kana ba yung loan better kada bulan no daog ko no sa loto diri sa aning nangsuran so mupatad ko sa tanang loto anya ako ang loan better.
Uy, endless money na gito.
No,
Unlimited money.
Di ba?
To buy
Ayaw kayo,
chocolate.
sa kitag loto kada bulan na mo daog.
Isa ra pa yun.
Sukad sa diri aning nasura ba? Kaning Pilipinas ba? Wa ka makita ganang kada tuig di mo daog nga mutaya og lotos tinuod lang. Karon nagkakita nga at least once a month na Muna mo to, kuan naman na. Namay mga statisticians kabaluman ana.
Correct.
Virtually impossible na yung atong occurrence ang nahitabo diri sa kuan. Or kung na magina possibility, di man na pwede nga wala pero
Small ba?
dili na
Slim chance.
slim
chance.
Yo.
Okay.
Alright, thank you very much, Hannah. Thank you, Cho. Thank you, Mayor, for answering the fast talk questions. And, Mayor, bago tayo magtapos, Mayor, we have some greetings and shout-outs from you.
Happy birthday to Kendall.
Happy
Abrio. Hello.
birthday,
Happy birthday.
Kendall.
Congratulations and happy graduation kay Budair Sariol and Muhaysin Udasan. Advance congratulations on your graduation, Shahana Soliman Katao. Shout out to Fale de la Cruz, Suhaila Udasan, Muarif Katao, Raha Lidasan Udasan, Rauda de la Cruz. O tibuok pamilya naman niya akong gikuan dire.
Isudag mga ngalan.
Thank you very much, Mayor. And your message. Ay, Cho, thank you very much for joining us
Thank you
tonight.
so
Cho.
much.
Thank you. It is truly an honor.
Finally.
Big honor.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my insights about the recent situations sa country natin. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor. Hannah.
Mayor, Cho, your message to your hundreds of thousands of followers.
Millions.
Wow. Yeah, to my followers, thank you so much for your continuous support. We will never get tired of supporting what is right. And if we want a betterment for our country, we continue to support those people who are fighting corruption, criminality, and drugs. And we find it with the Duterte family. Thank you.
Mayor, greetings o mga personal greetings, Mayor, message po na to.
Una, magpasalamat ako kay Tio Moreno for joining us sa itong episode. Maraming salamat Tio for helping us show the people kung ano yung tingin namin ay tama. And mabuhay ka, patuloy mo lang and if ever kung sana mingaw na dito sa Manila or asa man ka, uli lang diri og Davao because you have friends here. Kami mga kuan. We are here to support you as well. Unya sa ko ang anak ug sa ko ang mama papa, akong ate, akong kuya, akong manghod pero para ko kalitok gid ako manghod nama si Kitty. Kato lang. Mention lang ako.
Thank you, Mayor. Hana?
Thank you so much sa ating mga netizens, sa ating mga viewers. Thank you as well to Davao City Tourism Operations Office, sa aking mga co-workers. Thank you to my sponsors, Docsmith Aesthetic and Wellness Clinic, Label Hair Salon Davao, and to my gym partner, Anytime Fitness. And thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Dabaweños Pilipinas, maraming salamat pong muli sa pagsama niyo sa amin sa isang episode na naman ng Basta Dabaweño. At sa lahat po ng mga OFWs na nanonood ngayon, maraming salamat po sa inyo at sana'y nasa mabuti kayong kalagayan. Magkita-kita po tayo muli next week dito sa ating programa. And happy 88th araw ng Davao.
Ang disiplinadong Dabaweño mahadlokon sa Ginoo. Ang disiplinadong Dabaweño mo respeto sa balaod ug sa isig katao.
Matinahuron, mahigugmaon ug maisog. Basta Dabaweño.